I've never seen some of this stuff before. It's so amazing to think that that it hasn't been seen by people, and like we've kind of had it hidden away.
Yeah.
We're showing you guys are the first to see it pretty much.
These are top specimens. There's something about each one of these that makes it super unique.
Yeah.
And makes it worthy of being put into our vault collection, and that's kind of what we're building here.
Hey guys, Preston and Tom here. We've got a little bit of a unique episode for you today. Tom, what do we got?
So we're doing some spring cleaning, and we found a bunch of stuff, and it's super unique and rare.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Ooh, up. We got some specimens. Whoa. Oh my gosh. That's candy.
Yeah, this is something I've seen a lot of aquamarine specimens, you know, since I've worked here, but this one is something just completely different and unique.
That is amazing. Is that all etching, or is that just...
Pretty good translucency to it. Light passes through really easily, and then the top is what really is the coolest thing about it.
You can almost see right down in there.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
It really is. But one of the best things about this one that I think gives it so much value is it's freestanding.
I wonder what caused it to make this shape. There must have been some heavy etching component that was next to this crystal.
You know, and a lot of it has to do with locale. Locale is going to change so much about what the specimen looks like.
This is awesome. We've got plenty more, so I'm gonna move on to the next one.
Yeah, I'm glad that you picked that one out. I think that's the really standout mineral specimen that came out of all this stuff.
By the way, everything that we're going to be showing today is for sale. We're gonna put links down in the description, so be quick if you find something you like. Oh, wow. Okay. That's like your eye goes straight to that red there.
Yeah.
It's so candy red. I'm gonna say ruby.
I believe it is.
I'm seeing like a trigonal rhombohedral here, so calcite.
Yeah.
The luster on that ruby.
I know. Really deep color to it, but it's also got translucency.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It also looks super clean.
Yeah.
Ruby and sapphire, they're both corundum. Mm-hmm. They're colored by different things, so ruby's got a lot of chromium in it. It'll lead to that fluorescence. Sapphire can have chromium in it too, but when we look through like a spectroscope or something for a sapphire spectrum, we'll see an iron pattern in that spectrum, and that sapphire will not fluoresce because iron quenches fluorescence. I see blue.
That's
Look at
copper bearing.
that! Look at that. Is this lazurite?
Yes.
Looks like the beginning of lapis right here.
Yeah, because you can see little bits of pyrite.
Yeah, you can. That is so cool.
We talk a lot about aesthetics when it comes to minerals because you want it to look pretty, because you have that banding that shoots through the bottom. It's a secondary thing to it. You have another small little piece on the end.
Right there.
So that one is front and center, which you want, but you have another little secondary one on it, and then with the little pyrite flakes and everything else included, it just kind of, it should look like artwork. The last piece was placed there by someone who knew exactly what they wanted. So,
which is amazing because these are rocks and they're broken apart. This has been broken. You can clearly see where this used to be part of a bigger stone.
Yeah.
We got here. I know what this is.
Yep.
That's some Demantoid Garnet right there.
Yeah.
I love Demantoid Garnet in Matrix. It looks so amazing to me. And the luster. And the dispersion if you get enough light in there in the Demantoid Garnets. Oh my gosh. What the heck is that?
The yield that comes out when you cut something, how big did the crystal have to be to get a gem quality 35 karat Tsavorite garnet? Some of these specimens have been hidden away because of how unique they were.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Stuff coming.
I would really like to learn about that habit. And I see a couple, maybe a twin down here. It's just really interesting.
Even for as small as it is, it's a showstopper.
And I love the story behind kind of like how Tsavorite came to the jewelry market as a whole.
Yeah.
I like, we've had Bruce Bridges on the channel. Campbell Bridges discovered Tsavorite. He was running from a water buffalo and he jumped into a river and just saw a glint of green in the water.
And that's kind of how some of this stuff happens, is it just happens by accident. Like Ethiopian opal was found by a goat farmer. Like it's always, you never know what you're looking at.
Well, these are really cool, but I know we have more boxes to look at, so let's see them. All right, we got some faceted gems here. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Hamburgite.
Hamburgite. To see a 1 carat Hamburgite is a pretty big deal. So for something like this is
like, what, 15?
I think it's 16 maybe? It's a stunning specimen.
Hamburgite was discovered by Axel Hamburg, hence the name.
Fascinating.
And it's part of the orthorhombic crystal system. What I'm really surprised about, because I was mentioning on its light heft, it's just really light. It's a 7.5 on the Mohs scale, so it's a pretty hard gem. Let's do this orangey one.
Okay.
It's a nice color.
That one is great color. It's Clainhumite.
Clainhumite.
So Clainhumite is essentially hydrated olivine. I know that's a very simplistic answer to all of
Really?
it.
So it's like a peridot cousin?
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah, it could be. It's hard to find this stuff. It's hard to get it. And a lot of times it would never be of facetable quality. Mm-hmm. So we very rarely see it. We're lucky to have some of this stuff.
This is one of those pro-tier collector items.
Yeah, I mean, it would be. So one of the really unique and interesting things about Clainhumite, like overall, is there's really kind of reportedly only to be known about 1,000 total carats spread out through all of these private collections.
And this is about 7 of them. Wow. What is that cut?
Interesting one, isn't it?
It's like throwing me off a little bit. So we got a pear cut, but the table is like shifted a little bit to the left. We're seeing more of the kite facets on the right than we are on the left. I'm seeing needle-like metallic inclusions. Not like stibnite, but like...
That's possible to see in this material.
What is this?
Euclase.
Euclase.
Yep. This is from Brazil. It's really kind of odd to see clean in a euclase.
Yeah, this is very gemmy. We like inclusions.
I love
We think inclusions are awesome. Inclusions are fun. They add a little bit of pizzazz.
Really like when I look in and can see an inclusion, because I'm like, oh, this just made my job so much easier. You know, there's something in there to help me.
You've been identified. Mm-hmm. So what I think is really cool about Euclase, it's a beryllium aluminum hydroxide silicate, which is very similar to beryl, which is beryllium aluminum silicate. And it's actually composed of kind of this decomposition of beryl.
It's hard, but it has a tendency to chip. So that's why you don't really ever see it in jewelry, even if you do get it faceted. This is a nice one that you'll just get, sit in your cabinet, and you get to explain to people what it is.
Next box. Ooh, oh, these are deep colors. My first thought was like, oh, I got a ruby and a sapphire here, but upon further examination, it's not really the right color for a ruby.
No.
That is a gorgeous color. That's like a burgundy red. Is this a Malaya garnet?
Malaya. However you do it, yeah.
This is an interesting color for garnet. Now, if you don't know, this is garnet too, the Tsavorite. Demantoid, this is garnet. Yep. They're all different types of garnet though. Yep. It's a series, it's called an isomorphous series. It's garnet with different coloring elements kind of swapped out. So this is kind of a combination of like pyrope, almandine, and spessartine. The brilliance I'm seeing, just the color coming through the pavilion, is just so phenomenal.
It's really got just its own kind of look to it.
It does.
That you don't really see in anything else.
I can't really think of a gemstone that, like in my mind, is the same color as this. Mm-mm. It's such a unique, it's not red, it's not orange. It's its own brownish, yellowish, orangish gem color. It's
they related a lot to Podparasha Sapphire. Because it's also that blended color that you know, you can't really pinpoint it. This is the best of the best that I've ever seen from Malaya garnet, personally.
All right, next one here. It's a very deep blue. Yeah, I don't see any inclusions really. But this is also a very deep cut. This is a very deep pavilion, in my opinion.
Yeah. A bluestone normally wouldn't fluoresce, right? Like you wouldn't use that to check for chromium or anything like that.
Oh my God, I was not expecting that, Tom.
Yeah.
What? That turns yellow.
Yeah, when it came across my desk and I saw what it was, I was like, oh, I know what this thing does. So I had fun with it too. What no one really understands is this is on the very rare side of a faceted gemstone, and it's Afghanite.
Afghanite, oh, that's right. Those are blue.
Yep.
Afghanite was discovered in 1968 in Afghanistan. It's one of those young gemstones. It's younger than my dad.
It really is a special stone because, you know, I can see the transparency from the sides. With a deep cut stone like that, deep cut stone means they were trying to darken the color. You normally see them under a 1/4 carat. This one is a special collector's piece.
And now this one, I'm seeing a hint of pink. It's a deep cut stone, tarphite.
Yes.
Tarphite.
Discovered by a guy named Richard Taft. So basically what he had done was he was going through a bunch of jewelers in Dublin, just buying up precious stones. Starts identifying them and he thinks he's got a bunch of spinels, but then he just started noticing a bunch of inconsistencies. He went ahead and sent it to a lab, so a new stone was born out of it.
Whoa! Holy moly. It's Godzilla. These are huge. Let's start with this one.
Okay.
Orange. Is it like a Sportine?
Yeah.
I believe that Sportine is colored by manganese, right? So we're on that isomorphous series. We're at one of the very corners of that series with the manganese coloring. Beautiful stone, very saturated.
And this is a fairly shallow cut stone. If you look at it, it's a little bit thin. It's a radiant cut stone.
Yeah.
It has a decent sized table on it. Good faceting all around.
I'm gonna pick this one solely because I feel like I know what it is.
Yeah,
And
you're
and
probably
I wanna
correct.
Sound smart.
Yeah.
Peridot.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding,
Nailed
ding.
it.
That is just that classic color. Oh, we got a deep green stone with some like lime accents. So
Yeah.
You see some yellow in there. Peridot is one of those stones that has eye visible doubling.
Oh, yeah.
And what eye visible doubling is, the light's being split and refracted in the stone to a degree in which we see a reflection of the back facets. So if you look through the table, you will see 2 lines per line.
Yeah.
You'll see a doubling effect. And with this stone, it's so large, I can just bring it up to my eye and I can see just that fuzzy. It's not even a fuzziness that moissanite gives. It's a strong 2 lines for every single facet.
Yeah, it's really crisp. I always try to relate it by saying it just looks like one facet is laid over the top of another one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the best way to describe it.
I mean, this is 33 carats. This is like 33 and a half carats.
Last
One
one.
last one here. This is humongous.
Yeah.
Lots of brilliance. Little bit of dispersion. This is apatite.
Usually happens when you're hungry, like Hungry Jack hungry. Yeah.
So apatite gets its kind of like etymology, its name from apatao, which is Greek for to deceive. Because I suppose, you know, lots of gemstones fooled people for a long time, and apatite gets its name for that because I guess it was mistaken for a bunch of other gemstones back then. This is 31.3 carats.
Yeah, and you know, larger apatites aren't abnormal.
Yeah.
It's not something that you're gonna say, oh, I've never seen one this big. To see one this clean is a little bit different.
I don't see. Yeah.
Apatite, a lot of times, you'll see almost disc-like inclusions in some of the blue and the green apatite in larger sizes, and even some in the yellow in smaller sizes. Some of it's eye visible.
Yeah.
This is a very clean stone, but I even like all the ones with the disc-like inclusions because it almost gives that shimmer to it that you'll see in some of the other included stones.
Okay, Tom. So on this channel, you know, we do a closer look.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go first.
I mean, it's the Malaya.
Ooh,
Hands down.
the Malaya Garnet.
Yeah, that is, of everything that's out here, in personal opinion, this is the piece. This is the best piece that's out here. From a standpoint of what you would look for as best of the best, that this is what I would go with.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go a mineral specimen. I think I'm gonna pick this Aquamarine
I knew you were gonna do that.
because I think that the macro lens is going to show some amazing detail in this. Just these etch pits, all these crevices, you see the geometry, you can kind of see the habit on one side, but this has been heavily etched.
Oh yeah.
And it's turned into a completely unique piece, and it's so large for what it is. So let's take a closer look. Thank you so much, Tom, for bringing all of these specimens, these amazing specimens, out of the vault.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's really a big thing that, you know, we started out as collectors within this building. We built collectors all over the country. And one of the things that I find so special is that these have just kind of been literal hidden gems throughout the building. But it's our 30th anniversary. It's a big deal to me. I've been here a long time. So that's where I'm just like, sorry y'all, we're selling it. Like, we're putting this out there, we want everyone to see it. These are top specimens. There's something about each one of these that makes it super unique and makes it worthy of being put into our vault collection, and that's kind of what we're building here.
I've never seen some of this stuff before. It's so amazing to think that that it hasn't been seen by people in like 15 or so years. We've kind of had it hidden away. And for it to come out now, we're showing you guys are the first to see it pretty much. So it's really an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, we just want people to appreciate it and love these things.
Like we can be spoiled here and appreciate this stuff all day long, but what we really like to do is show you guys this amazing stuff. You know, we have so many beautiful pieces, and it's got to be seen by more people than us.
It's almost like the Clainhumite. When you have that little of it out in the world, most of it's in private collections, we can at least say, I've held one, we've all seen one, they do exist. So it gets excitement generated about some of these stones that aren't classics. It's certain things, there's reasons you don't see them all the time.
Exactly.
And these are kind of some of those stones, and we just want everybody to see them. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming down again.
Anytime.
Like we said earlier, if you're interested in purchasing any of these beautiful pieces, we'll put a link down in the description below so you can check it out, make the purchase if you'd like.
And you know, this is just a small sampling. If I would have brought everything that we were putting into this, or some of the stuff that already existed, we would be here hours. There is a lot in there. A lot of traditional stuff, you know, ruby, emerald, sapphire, lots of nice tourmalines, but there's always something special that's being found. It's great. It's a big building.
Maybe stay tuned for part 2.
Yeah, there might be.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. I'll see you next time.
All right, thanks.